This is Michelle Moons with Breitbart News. We're here with Kris Paronto from Benghazi. And the movie 13 Hours is coming out soon.
Yes.
So we met at an event called Freedom Fest in Las Vegas a few months ago.
Yeah, it was fun.
And talked a little bit about what you had experienced and been through and the things that you have brought to light. But also now the film is coming out 13 hours. So tell us a little bit about the film and your involvement with that.
Well, the film is based off the book, which was based off the true story of what happened to the guys on the ground, my team. It took all of our accounts, all our surviving members into accounts. Of course, we lost Ty and Glenn that night. But it's very representative of what our perceptions were on the ground. And that's it. It doesn't get in the political foray. It doesn't get in the political realm. It doesn't need to. And honestly, the truth doesn't need to get in the political realm.
Sure.
I don't think truth is synonymous with politics. You can't. It doesn't go well together. So our involvement, though, was from the get-go. We started helping out with the movie pitch, and then we also assisted with the script written by Chuck Hogan, who's a very well-known screenplay writer and writer within his own right. He wrote the Strange series. And we also advise on the movie as far as from the building of the set to working with the actors to actually being on set and watching the film. So watching Michael Bay do the filming. And he did include us a lot. He always asked our opinion. He always was very respectful of getting the accuracy down of our feelings and our emotions more than anything. And I think he caught that. He does do a lot of the explosions, a lot of the big... But what I like about that is in fact, there's an example there with the producer that came in and said, hey, we apologize. Michael likes his explosions, likes the fire. And I said, what are you apologizing about? He says, well, look at all this. I said, you've never been in combat, have you? This is not even, this is how it is.
So the movie kind of did give an accurate representation.
Exactly. And I have seen some people with their reviews of the trailers, especially the ones that aren't Michael Bay fans, say, oh, he's glamorizing. No, you go be in war, go be in combat, go get shot at, go get blown up, go see things on fire, and that's what it looks like. So we're going to get the naysayers. That's fine.
Sure.
A lot of those are they really have no idea what it's like to be in those situations overseas or to be caught in such a volatile, combative situation like we were. And it's crazy, and the movie captures it. But it also, what I like is he captured the brotherhood and the courage and the intestinal fortitude that the team displayed, and he also caught the sadness of seeing the brothers die in front of him, and that's going to be hard for me to watch. So I'm very happy with the end state, and actually I was very happy with the project because they kept us involved from the beginning to the end, and now we're involved in the promotion of it. So we're still in the mix of it.
Yeah. So you see it as that's one thing, is people wonder how accurate a representation, but you having been there firsthand, and then seeing what was produced, you're saying it is a very accurate representation.
Of course it is. Chuck based the script off the book. Mitchell was involved with the movie as well, the writer of our book, and I said the team was involved heavily with it as well. So yes, I have a hard time watching the trailers. There's a featurette that came out. I have a hard time watching that because it brings back those emotions and those memories, and the anger and the frustration, but also the love between brothers. So if I didn't have those strong reactions to watching the trailer, watching the featurette, I would be sitting there telling you, no, it's not accurate. But I do. It's hard for me to watch. So it's very representative, and what I like is going to get the emotions down. You're going to feel the emotions that we felt that night, and that's what's important in a movie if you're going to do something of this magnitude.
So you mentioned the brotherhood is one of the things that you are glad that has come out in the film. Is there something else that you're particularly happy about they've put into the film?
Sure, they didn't cut back on what was said that night. The second trailer, there's that stand down order in that second trailer. I am so happy that he got it in there, because that has been such a misrepresented fact that it wasn't said. It was said. It was said.
Contested.
Yeah, very much.
So what was it like receiving that? And I'm sure you've talked about this in other interviews, but just for our readers, watchers.
We 30 minutes, 25 minutes we were delayed. 2 waits, 1 stand down. And I'll be honest, wait, stand down, D-jock, it's all the same. Yeah. But if we want to get into specifics, like mainstream media likes to get into the stand down, 15 minutes after the initial call, and after we were already told to wait once, and we get that stand down, it gets to be very frustrating, and you want to get angry, and you want to basically get over this quickly as you can, but you have to maintain your military bearing. You have to maintain that intestinal fortitude of still holding back a bit, because you're still trying to grasp information. And by us being in the military, we are trained and to listen to our leadership. So it's very difficult, even though we know it's not the right thing to do, even though we know that man's rule is telling us we need to stand down and not go. Your faith and your Christianity and your belief in your brothers is telling you, no, you got to go, you got to go. So you're fighting, you have some internal turmoil going on. Now you can't show that because you have civilians on the base, and you start to panic, they're going to panic. So it's really...
Sure, they're looking to you
exactly.
for some sense of what's going on.
So it's an internal struggle. But it did take us 10 more minutes, and finally we did. When we heard on the radio from Alec Henderson, great guy, very good diplomatic security officer, say, hey, if you guys don't get here, we're all going to expletive die. That's finally, I think, when it kicked in, like, hey, okay, we waited too long, we got to go. And we disobeyed orders and we left. And that was the right thing to do. I wish we would have done it earlier.
Yeah.
But that's a regret that I'll live with, I guess, for a long time.
Now, is there something that, as people go and watch the film, that you are hoping that they'll take away some sort of...
Yeah. I do a lot of speaking events, not just on Benghazi, but about dealing with adversity and overcoming obstacles. And I want people, if they can, the movie should motivate you. Realize that even when small, little bad things happen, that you can overcome. We went through a lot of adversity that night, a lot of chances for us just to lay down and quit. And we fought through it. And I hope people that see that will maybe help them in their daily lives. Whenever they have a bad day or something goes wrong, they have to not stop, not quit. And also, I'd like people to realize that there are still guys out there that are willing, and I said it on the feature, and I'll say it again here, there's guys over there that are willing to sacrifice their own lives for protection of our freedoms over here, protection of their brothers overseas, and be confident that there are still guys in this world that are willing to stand up and tell the truth, do the right thing, and even if it means costing them their lives or their way of life. And I hope people get that out of it. And then just getting the truth on the ground. That's been so twisted that finally we can get the true story of what took place here for those folks that don't like to read books. We got it in a simpler format now. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but it is. It's a more enjoyable format if you don't like to read.
Yeah. So this film is coming out in January.
Yes, January 15th.
January 15th. And where are you going to be at a premiere?
Yes, there'll be several smaller premieres. There'll be the big premiere. We still don't know where it's going to be at yet.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it'll be at.
It's 2 months out.
Yeah. Now, they're working. They being Paramount are working on it. Paramount has been fantastic. They are so good with us. I could not have been happier with the company that actually chose to do this, and they are so supportive. And they treat us first class with everything that we do with them. So I'm not too worried about where the premiere is going to be. I know it's going to be a big premiere somewhere, but I'm letting them do their job there, and I've had full trust in how they're handling it, because I know where it's going to be. It's going to be something huge, and something which is what it needs to be. Something very respectful though, and very patriotic. So I'm happy. I can't wait to find out.
Yeah.
And I'm excited right now too. But I don't know. I hope you'll be there. I hope you get to come.
I hope so too. That'd be great.
That'd be great. And we can do something on the red carpet or whatever carpet they decide to put down.
Right.
Perfect.
Whatever. Red works for me. Okay. Well, thank you so much,
Thanks,
Kris.
Michelle. No,
Just really
thank you
appreciate
again.
it, and it's been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thanks for appreciating it.
This is Breitbart News with Kris Paronto of 13 Hours and survivor of Benghazi.